Okay, this is part 4 of lab number 2. So we're gonna go back to details and we're gonna click on start. Minimize all of that. So part 4 is we're gonna complete this task over here, right? So we're gonna do all of this stuff. So let's get started. The first thing is upgrade and update. So let's sign in real quick. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna click on the menu over here for show applications, and we're gonna seek for an application called update. We're gonna open this blue one over here because there are some modifications we're gonna make. So first of all, we're gonna click on other software here. No, updates. This is what we want. So check updates daily. We're gonna change this to never. We're gonna do this ourselves. Like we're gonna make sure that we check for updates ourselves, you know. And then security updates, yes, we want to download them automatically. When there are other 8 updates displayed weekly, yeah, we can keep that as is, and we can keep the rest as is. Click on close. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna open a terminal application, and we're gonna type the following command: sudo apt update, and press enter. Here we're gonna type our password. Notice that I typed my password, but nothing was displayed on the screen. That is good. This is a security measure to make sure that people that are on your shoulder don't know the size of your password. Press enter over here. We're gonna click cancel on that. We're gonna wait until this is done. This is done. Now we're gonna run an update of our system. Now there are 2 ways we can do this. We can do it graphically, or we can do it on the command line. You already saw the presentation, so you already know how to do it graphically. Let's do it on the command line. So we're gonna do sudo apt upgrade. Press enter over here. And this is telling us, hey, all of these packages, all of these programs can be upgraded. Do you wanna proceed with the upgrade? Now, we are gonna need 27.5 megabytes. To download. Are you okay with this? We're gonna say Y and enter, letting the computer know that we are okay with the installation, we are okay with the packages that are gonna be downloaded and installed into our system. So I'm gonna pause the video for now. We're gonna wait until this update is done. Okay, now that the update is done, let's see what is the next step. So we already did this, we did this part, okay, so we need to change Wayland for Xorg, which is our display manager. Unfortunately, Wayland is not gonna cut it for us because one of our applications doesn't work very well with Wayland. So we're gonna click on the gears icon over here, and we're gonna change to Ubuntu on Xorg. Type pccc, which is the password that I selected for this virtual machine, and now we're gonna log in. Okay, next step. Now we're going to install, we need to take a snapshot. However, we're gonna wait until we're done with all of these tasks to take the snapshot. So instead we're gonna install the guest additions tool in our virtual machine, which will allow us to go full screen. Now, if I try to go full screen like I was in my Windows virtual machine, it's not gonna work. And if we try to drag and drop some files, it's also not gonna work. For example, if I try to drag this file and drop it over here, it's not going to work. So we need the guest additions for that. Before we do that, we need to install this piece of software in our virtual machine. So to make our life easier, let's just go to right here. Let's open CIS 106 in our Ubuntu virtual machine. And let's copy this guy here. Let's open a new terminal window. Again, you open this application by going into menu, type in terminal, and now we're gonna paste the command over here, press enter, type your password one more time, and this should be quick. Okay, so this application has been installed. We can close the terminal. and now we're gonna open the guest additions tool. I'm gonna do it in this video, but if you're like doing this on your own later on, you get to this instruction here. You can always click on this video where I demonstrate how to install the guest additions as well. So the first thing that we do, let me minimize this. We go to devices and we click on insert guest addition CD image. This is gonna mount a disk inside our Ubuntu machine here, as you can see, called bbox GAS. We're gonna click on it. We're gonna right click and we're gonna click on open in terminal. Here we're gonna type the word sudo, then we're gonna type period / V, capital V, press the tab key once, it's gonna autocomplete the beginning of the word, then press L, capital L, and then tab one more time. Again, the tab key on your keyboard, and it will autocomplete the file that we need. Here you're gonna press enter, type your password one more time, and let the installer do its thing. Okay, now that the system has successfully installed the guest additions, we're gonna restart our computer. You can do it in a couple of ways. You can do it graphically by clicking on the on and off button right here and then click restart. You can do it in the command line. You can type the command reboot. You can type also the command tel init zix, you know, whichever way you like it. I'm just gonna type reboot and I'm gonna press enter. Okay, now we're gonna click on our username and we're gonna log in. Remember what happened before when we went full screen, when we maximized the window. Notice what happens now. Beautiful, right? Not only that, we can also click on view and click on switch to full screen mode. And now we take the entire window is absorbed, it's taken by Ubuntu. If you wanna go back to the way you were before, you can just hover the mouse over here and click on maximize, or you can press the right control key on your keyboard and letter F, which is gonna exit out of full screen mode. I'm gonna leave it as this for now, but just something you can do. Now the next thing that I'm gonna do before I continue working on this is I'm gonna clean this menu a little bit. So we don't need this here, so I'm gonna remove it. We don't need the App Store either. We're not gonna listen to music here. We don't need the help menu. We don't need this disk here anymore, so we're just gonna eject it. And we don't need the mail here either, so I'm gonna remove it from favorites. What we do need here is the terminal. So I'm gonna search for the terminal application and I'm going to add it to favorites so that it stays over here. It's just gonna make it easier for us to work with. Okay, now let's open the website one more time. Now, after rebooting the computer, we're gonna go full screen. We went full screen and we're gonna disable animations. Now, this is what that means. When you click on the menu over here, notice how this opens. Like, it opens very smoothly. It opens like, you know, with a little bit of animation here and there. Now, this is nice if you have a very good computer, you know, you're not lacking on hardware. But when you're running a virtual machine, you know, we're running on hardware that is emulated. And the experience might not be as smooth as we want it to be. So I like to disable animations to make my computer as fast as I can. You don't have to do this, right? If you don't have to do it. I just do it because, again, like I explained, I like my computer as fast as possible. So I disable all sorts of animation. Now when I do this, it just pops open, right? It's not an easy, smooth transition, right? It just gives me a little bit of memory back. So I'm gonna close that. Next, we're gonna take a snapshot of our virtual machine. So for this, we need to take the computer off. So we're gonna go here, power off, power off. Once the computer is off, we're gonna go over here, a snapshot, and we're gonna click on take. We're gonna call this snapshot number 2, guest additions installed. Click OK and take a screenshot of this window. A screenshot of that window to demonstrate that you have successfully completed that question, which is question number 4. Now we're gonna move along to question number 5, but we're gonna do that in the next video. Take care.